Hi, I'm Junior Khoza, born and raised in South Africa, currently in the UAE. And I just wanted to share a little bit of my story with you guys on why I'm this side, but more importantly, what led me to actually get to this point, because it's very important to know what I've been through when I went from broke to basically having financial freedom, but putting all my eggs in one basket. And eventually I learned a lot of things that I want to share with a lot of you guys that are going to be taking on maybe a similar journey or are going to be inspired by my story. Like I said, I was born and raised in South Africa, and I've got a background in competitive bodybuilding, and I was a online or part-time trainer back in the day. And growing up as a child, I always wanted to make an income because I've always wanted to become financially free. So my parents always told me the only way you can become financially free is to become a doctor or a firefighter, which is actually my parents actually telling me what they were doing, because they grew up in a time where there wasn't much opportunities for them. They could only project what they knew because they fought for us to be in a situation where we could get an education to have better opportunities to make an income. Now, there's a difference between being a high earner and obviously living life on your own terms. Now, for me, I always had this unique gift where I questioned everything, but obviously growing up, I was always fascinated by money. So even back in high school, I used to have a transportation that used to take me to school, and I was always negotiating with my mom and say, hey mom, the amount of money you're spending taking me to school with this transportation system, how about you give me half of that money and I will rather walk to school. So for me, I would always negotiate because I didn't come from a wealthy family. So my mom would then give me half of the money and I would end up saving it up. And the first thing I then did was go buy some candy, which I went to go sell at school. So I used to sell candy at school. And those were my first few bits of lessons on how money can change your life. Obviously, when you go to school, you have to follow the rules and systems of the school. And school, even though growing up we were told you go to school, you get good grades and you go get a good job afterwards, I always thought like, hey, don't you go to school to learn about money? So am I not already getting ahead by selling candy at school, because I could now finally start selling and earning an income during that time? So eventually they stopped me from selling at school, and I think my mind had already changed from there, where my mind had expanded and I was not really focused at school. And eventually I dropped out of high school, and I then decided that I'm never going to find a job or work a 9-to-5. Little did I know that beggars cannot be choosers. But after high school, I basically stayed at home. I was depressed, thinking about how am I ever going to make it. Eventually, I fell in love with fitness, and that's actually the gateway to most of my life, where from obviously fitness, a lot of opportunities have come from fitness. And that is actually something that I really want to put an importance on. So I started actually working out. I've been working out for about 18 years, but I started in 2006 or 2005. So yeah, just over 20 years of experience now. But I can tell you right now, fitness has been the most important thing that has actually changed my life. What do I mean by that? The first opportunities that I actually got from fitness was when I got my first gym membership. I joined a local gym